One of the main parts of the deadlift is being able to hinge through the hips. So what that means is being able to break at the hips and keep my spine neutral while I do that, so that I'm not bending over at the waist and getting flexion right here in the lumbar spine, but I'm more keeping a nice neutral spine and able to push my hips back. That's what we talk about when we're talking about hinging through the hips. There's a few ways that we can really get that hinge pattern to start making sense to our body. And one of the ways I really like is just taking a PVC pipe, or you can use a broomstick if you have that more available. I'm going to put it right against my back. I want to have contact with my head, right between the shoulder blades and the butt. And I'm going to grab right behind my neck and my low back. So I'm just like this, okay? From there, I'm going to go ahead and try to keep those 3 points of contact while I go through my hip hinge. So if I lose any of those points of contact, then I know that I'm compensating and something needs to be addressed. So I'm going to go ahead and have a slight bend of my knees, but push my hips backwards, letting my chest come forward and keeping those points of contact. So I'll just do this a few times, about 5 to 10 times. And if everything's going good and I have those 3 points of contact, then I'm good to go, my hinge is working. Let's say that I go ahead and hinge and this happens. Then I know that I'm just bending at the waist and the deadlift's not going to be too safe. So start with the PVC pipe, get it working, get your hinge working with that before you try to use the bar and lift weight, because we just want to make sure that we're lifting correctly and safely. So once again, if I'm here, then I want to think about, okay, I really need to keep contact with the butt and go ahead and push my hips backwards. And it'll start to make more and more sense the more you do it. So that's one way to find your hip hinge. Let's say you don't have the pole or the stick. You're just going to go ahead and find a wall. Get in your normal deadlift stance, and you can get about a foot or a little bit over a foot off the wall. I'm going to just break at the hips and push my hips back till my butt touches the wall. So here. Okay. Still trying to keep a neutral spine. So if I'm doing it correctly, if I was to just bend at the waist, once again, my butt wouldn't touch the wall. But when I break at the hips correctly, then it touches the wall, okay? So once again, I'm just gonna break at the hips, push the hips back, stand up tall, tighten up the glutes. So that's the hip hinge. It's gonna be really critical in order to do the deadlift correctly.